based in the valley around the Kedarnath temple in 2013. Mansoor Khan is a local Muslim potter. Mandakini, Mukku, Mishra is the younger daughter of a Hindu priest Brijaraj who runs a hotel for pilgrims by the temple on behalf of the temple committee. She is engaged to the nephew of the head priest, Kullu. He was meant to marry her older sister, Brinda. They both engaged in childhood, but he dumped Brinda and switched to her sister Mukku, who turned out to be prettier. And Brijaraj agreed. Out of rebellion, Mukku flirts with the local boys and convinces them to come to her house and propose in order to embarrass Brijaraj and Kullu. However, Mansoor is different, as they both notice each other, and then Mukku makes the first move and hires him as her regular potter as she goes from her family home to a neighboring village to help at her uncle's shop. She talks and talks to him and flirts outrageously and finally gets enough of a reaction to know he feels the same way. They are trapped in the rain together, share stories of their childhood, and then share a kiss. Brinda, incensed by jealousy, tells Mansoor that Mukku is just flirting with him as she has flirted with all the other boys. Mukku is unable to defend herself when he confronts her, but starts following him around everywhere. Finally sitting in the rain outside his house, Brinda tries to cover for her, but she is found out and both Brijaraj and Kullu come for her, planning to throw out all the Muslims, which, not so coincidentally, will also open up space for the new luxury hotel they are planning. Udharan. Mukku is taken home by her family who move up her wedding. Nevertheless, she keeps insisting that Mansoor will come for her. Mansoor comes, but is spotted and beaten brutally by Kullu and his men. However, his friend pleads to save him and carries an unconscious Mansoor back to his home. While the potter community prepares to leave the valley, Mansoor decides not to leave without Mukku. Udharan. Mukku is married with Kullu and slits her wrist to contemplate suicide, but is saved by her family. Kullu taunts Mansoor with the news. Mansoor runs to Mukku and promises he will come back for her that night when she is recovered, so they can leave the valley together. Kullu plans to take his band of priests and kill Mansoor and drive out all the Muslims all of a sudden. It rains and the floods begin. Mansoor sends his mother Amina with the other potters into the mountains and runs towards Mukku. She and her family are trying to gather the guests of their hotel in a top floor, whilst Kullu and his mother arrive driven in by the storm and Mukku refuses to go to him. Suddenly the floor crashes down as Brinda and the sister's mother Lata are swept away along with half the other people. Mukku and Brijaraj and a few others make their way to the temple, where Mansoor finds them there just as the water sweeps down. He grabs her hand in the flood, and Brijaraj holds on to her and all three are saved. After the water goes down, they make their way to a house that is still standing and wave at an Indian Army helicopter that is coming to save them. Mansoor sends up the woman and child who are with them first, then Brijaraj, then Mukku, and finally prepares to go himself. But there is only space for one more person and the father of the family has not gone yet. So Mansoor sacrifices himself and sends him instead. Mukku screams as she helplessly watches Mansoor die as the ground below him crumbles into the raging river. 3 years later, in the winter, as the presiding idol of the Kedarnath temple returns from the Ukhimat temple, Mukku is still seen living with Brijaraj and running the lodge, listening to Mansoor's favorite song on the radio which she dedicated to him as she smiles.